Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know this glare is kind of like on my glasses and I'm contemplating on taking them off. But as you guys can see from today's title and thumbnail, today's video is Junior's 11th month old update, y'all. Like, I'm genuinely on the brink of tears because I'm gonna have a whole ass toddler. Like, girl, he grown and shit. Like, I'm out here fighting air. Like,
what is that? Oh shit, what is that? Who you fight?
In today's video, I'll be talking about things that we're using, maybe some things that we're working on, things that Junior loves, and just so on and so forth, and kind of just like his overall development and things like that. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn that bell icon. And y'all just comment down below, show me some love. Like, for his 11-month-old update, I know I told you guys, I believe in his last update, I told you guys that he was walking. He is walking, y'all. Like, he walking, he running. And comment down below and kind of like let me know when you guys as kids, if your child walked before they were 1, did you guys put shoes on them or did you guys kind of just let them get comfortable? Because I feel like I don't really put shoes on him, regardless if we go to the park. You know, I'll let him walk around on the grass with no shoes. Like, girl, even if we in the tan park, like, I will let him walk around with no shoes, just because I feel like when he does wear shoes, it's just like very hard for him to walk. So I have one pair of sandals that he can walk like pretty well in, and I kind of stick with those. But if your kid was walking before 1, comment down below and just give me some insight, even if they weren't walking before 1, because I know it's just like very odd to just kind of like incorporate shoes like right off the bat. And yeah, I want him to be more confident before I start like putting shoes on him, and it's just very hard for them. Homeboy is still eating good. He is literally obsessed with meat. We actually have graduated from like puffs and stuff like that. He doesn't really care for things like that. He wants actual like food now, so we can't even trick him into anything like that. But I know that his 1 year is coming up, and I know that breaking him from the breast is going to actually like take some time, because I can already see like his attachment with that. During the day he's fine, he can drink bottles like formula, he's good, but at night if I try to give him formula, it's a wrap. Like, it's more of a what do they say, it's more of like an what do they call it? Oh, soothing. It's more, I feel like him sucking on my breast is like more soothing. So, you know, that is going to be fun. But I know that when I do break him away next month, and when he's 12 months old, I'm actually going to just skip the whole cow milk phase, and I'm actually going to be doing a lot of research on what kind of milks will be the best to transition. Gianna's actually at preschool and they drink milk, so regardless of if I choose to cut milk off for her, cow milk, she's still going to be like indigesting that at preschool. But she's actually going to be done with preschool next month, and it's such a, this is not even her update, but it's going to be so sad. She's been there since she was 10 months, but once she leaves preschool, I'm actually going to transition them both to a more healthy and just better substitute. But I also want to make sure they're getting the nutrients and everything else. And there's so many options of milk. So if you guys drink like oat milk or whatever kind of milk, let me know. That is not human milk. I'm not looking to buy like goat milk or anything like that. But if you guys have like a substitute that you guys do, then, you know, holla at me and let me know. Yeah, I'm just not feeling the cow milk anymore. So, you know, and then you think about just like all the inhumanity that kind of like the way they source it comes behind it, and I'm just like, I'm straight. These are not baby cows, bruh. Like, these are humans. They're humans. Other than that, I feel like his personality is starting to show a lot more. Like, he's a very chill baby. I feel like he's just an awesome baby. Like, all around, I can bring him out all day. Like, he's happy, he's good. Like, he's very outgoing. If someone else wants to hold him or pick him up, like, he does really well with other people, and he's not overly attached to me, but I also feel like he's so attached to me, y'all. Like, you have no idea. This boy, Amazon is here, and I know it's my package. So I was just finna walk up and see me just talking to myself on the phone. That was a guy. He gonna take a picture. I know he sees me. Okay. He's not overly attached to me, but he's still very attached to me. Like, when I walk into another room, he screams, and he's at a point where, like, not even his dad can console him. And I'm just like, what in the ghetto is this? Like, listen, sir. And I remember this hit around 1 year with Gianna. She started having attachment issues, but it wasn't with me. It was actually with her dad. And I literally would call my mom on the brink of tears. Not even on the brink, bitch. I would be crying. And I would be telling my mom, like, I don't think she loves me anymore. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I take care of her. I'm with her. Like, why does she care for stepping over me? And my mom was just like, girl, you better take that time to go take a bubble bath or something, because she was like, times will change and you will regret that you didn't take that time for yourself. And I'm just like, who is this person? Like, this is my child we're talking about. No, but my mom was so right. As far as attachment, he is so, like, very attached to me at home. And he just, like, oh my goodness, it's a mess. It's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. And there's times where he just wants to be held. And he is 1 year old. He's gonna be 1 year old. He's 11 months, but I'm like, I don't want to go out and buy, like, the sling carrier. But it comes to a point where I'm like, dude, I can't just hold you all the time. Even when we're in the store, like, I'd rather hold him than him be, like, screaming, crying, me be stressed out, Gianna be asking me questions I can't even answer, because I'm like, sis, there's just, like, too much noise. It's too much. So I hold him, and then I'm like, dude, you low-key getting kind of hefty, so I don't know what we're gonna do here. I'm definitely thinking about, I have a Kia baby, K-E-A baby. It's a wrap, and I used to carry him in it when he was an infant, like newborn infant. But I'm like, I wonder if I can just buy the little rings and turn that into a seat. That way I only have to spend $8 on a ring and not buy a whole ass new sling carrier, hip carrier or whatever, if you know what I mean. Basically where it's like you're holding them like this, but you're not using your arms. So they're still sitting up and they're sitting on your hip, but you have, like, some type of wrap to hold them. So we shall see. We shall see. I will update you guys on that and see how everything goes. Also, another aspect of his personality is he is so very stubborn. And I also feel like Gia is a very strong-willed child. So God blessed me with two very strong-willed children. Obviously their personalities are still very different, but he is so stubborn. Like, if he doesn't get his way, he throws a complete fit. And I mean, like, throws his body onto the floor, is screaming, crying. And at this point, like, I feel like I just kind of have to ignore that, because I don't want him to think that he is going to get his way all the time, especially with Gia. Like, I feel so sad, because even sometimes dad will be like, you need to give it to him, and I'm like, no, she doesn't. That's her toy. She had it first. Like, we can't be being mean to her and be like, give up all your toys to your younger sister, because your younger brother, because he wants them. So I'm just like, it's definitely gonna harbor some type of, like, spoiled mentality where he thinks that, you know, everything is his, which also I understand right now at their development. They're very, like, I think it's called egocentric, where it's just everything is kind of like revolves around them, which I do believe to a certain extent, because I do feel like they are very aware. And he also is, like, very into sharing. He loves feeding me. He loves giving me things. Like, he'll literally go to my bookshelf, take a book off, and give it to me. And he's just so smart and aware of things. He'll pick up a brush and he'll walk over and start to, like, brush Gia's hair, and I'm just like, bro, he's a fucking genius. I just be pumping him up, and I'm pretty sure this could be what other kids are doing, and I'm just like, my child deserves a Grammy. Nothing more to say. The stubbornness, nothing that you can really work on, because they don't really speak English yet, you know what I'm saying? but he actually is doing sign language, so he's actually starting to understand a lot more. He does all done and he'll say done. He does more like this or like this or like this. Basically, this is more for him when he's eating food. When I ask him at the table, and kind of how I got to implement that is anytime I knew he wanted more food, I would say, oh, you want more, and I would put more food on the table, and then he would eat it and I would say, oh, you want more. So he grasped it very quick that more meant more food. So now if I ask him and he's sitting in his high chair and I say, do you want more or are you all done? He will show me all done or he will show me more. And that's absolutely amazing. Like, he's 11 months old and it literally blows me away. Also, one of his new words is bye. He can say bye so good. He says bye, bye, bye. So bye, hi, ball. That's pretty much it. And mama and dada, which he, like I said, he don't say that shit anymore. Like, he does not care. He only says it when he's crying, in distress, about to die, etc, etc. Then he brings out the mama and the dadas. So with that being said, those are the words he's saying. Now that I am kind of talking about food, I get a lot of questions on, wow, like he's eating food and he doesn't have teeth. Which is actually kind of mind-blowing because kids actually don't really get molars until they're like 1.5 years, and then they get their 2-year molars when they're like 2. So kids really don't get molars until they're like a lot older, and I'm definitely not going to be starving my child. So yes, y'all, I do be feeding him food with no teeth and he gums it down. If you think about it, there's a lot of older people who lose their teeth, and y'all, they be chowing down. You just gotta make sure you use your gums to chew, and he's actually done really well with that. And I gave it to him kind of on his level, like when he's ready, because there was a time where we tried to start feeding him food and he was not ready. He was not chewing his food well. He was choking, and so we kind of waited 3 months and implemented it again. So he is doing very well with that. And I know there's like a baby-led weaning, a certain type of like way that you can introduce solids to them. So if you guys are interested, I would definitely go Google that or even YouTube it. It's not something that we personally did, but I know that is definitely like a strategy that you can like introduce foods to your kids. And he is not 1 yet, so I'm not really serious about him eating his food. I give him a lot of options, and I'm very like patient. I'm not going to be like, you can't play with your food, because they do say that like when they're 1 and under, food is kind of just like a new experience for them. So they're learning textures, taste, and just kind of like what it is. So they're not going to be sitting there with a spoon and a fork like eating food, if you get what I mean. So I'm very patient with that. He makes an absolute mess in our kitchen, and I have to mop, like, y'all, every other day, a full kitchen mop. And every day I have to get on the floor and like scrub the ground with like some type of like spray or a Clorox wipe, because he just be tearing it up in here, tearing it up. As far as his sleeping schedule right now, he is somewhat sleeping through the night. There are nights where he'll sleep absolutely through the whole entire night, where sometimes he'll have like a late night and he'll go to sleep at 10, and then he'll wake up the next day at like 9 o'clock in the morning, y'all. And there's times when I get him to bed earlier, around 8:30. He'll sleep from like 8:30 to like 7 in the morning, y'all. And then there are days where I put him to sleep at 9 and he is awake at 1 a.m. So it's just like a hit or miss, but I'm actually very happy that we're making improvement. I'm still implementing the cried out method when I lay him in his crib, because I do not want him like sleeping in my bed for long periods of time. And just because I can kind of see his personality, he is going to be like a creature of habit. I do not want to stay in the habit of having him sleep in our bed, because anything that I'm implementing right now, I feel like it has to be more positive, or things that are not going to make me wish I did not do that later on down the line, because he's going to be a creature of habit, and it's actually going to take time and effort and strategy in breaking those habits. With him, with Gianna, it was not like that. I put her in her crib. I literally slept with Gianna on my chest for 6 months on the couch, because Stefan worked so hard. I was like, I'm not sleeping in the bed with her and him, and he possibly roll over on her. So I slept with her on the couch for 6 months on my chest. And one day I was like, I'm tired of sleeping on the couch. I put her in her pack and play. Sis never looked back. It's very different this time around, and I want to catch it before it becomes a very hard habit to break. And he's like 3 years old, straight beating me up because I'm not letting him sleep in my bed. Some things that Junior is super obsessed with right now are actually balls. He loves balls, and I think I really talked about this in my last one, but Dad actually this past weekend taught him how to throw a ball, so now he understands the concept of throwing the ball back and forth. Dad doesn't throw it at him, he rolls it to him, but Junior will throw it back to him, and it's just like the cutest thing. And he'll sit there and like throw the ball to himself and everything, and throws it on top of him, doesn't realize he's throwing it up in the air, and hits himself in the head. It's just so cute. There's no new kids things that we're using as far as like the sippy cup, the water bottle that I showed you guys last time, the weighted water bottle. That is like a game changer. We bought that last month. Absolutely love it. And that's pretty much it. There's no binkies or anything like that, but I am thinking about giving him a binky, which I know this sounds terrible, y'all, because I'm literally swapping out one habit for another, which I probably should just thug it out and be like, sorry, peace out. But I've been thinking about giving him a binky to get him off the breast. That way he has a binky, but then I'm gonna have to break him up the binky just like I had to break him up the best. So I don't even know what to do. Comment down below and let me know what you guys are doing. The joys of motherhood, the joys of motherhood, y'all. That's really it for today's video and baby update. He is going to be 11 months old. We actually just sent out invites for Gianna's 5th and his 1st birthday, because if you don't know, their birthdays are exactly 2 weeks away. Gianna is July 7th and his is July 21st. So we are doing birthday that's smack dab right in the middle of their birthdays. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, you guys, and I definitely will be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye, you guys.